Welcome to Hike Point of Sale. In this video we'll be going over how on-account sales works in your Hike store, from the time that you create an account limit for customers, to actually processing an on-account sale in your Hike store, and then paying off the accounts from there. On-account purchases in your Hike store allows shoppers to put items on credit and pay the balance off at a later stage. Similar to what you would do if you were paying by credit card, where you pay the balance off at a later stage. Retailers commonly use on-account sales in scenarios where they sell office supplies to a local business, or for instance if you run a staff cafeteria where purchases can be made, the goods will be taken and then the account will be settled at a later date. With Hike, you can set up customers to be able to purchase items on account and then repay that account at a later stage by assigning an account limit to them. Please note that the on-account feature is only available on select Hike subscription plans. If you find that you're unable to access the on-account feature, please upgrade your Hike subscription plan, and if you require further assistance with this, please select the Need Help button on the top right here and chat with our 24/7 support team from there. Firstly, what we'll want to do is to check that the on-account feature is turned on in your Hike store. So to do so, we simply need to go over to the store setup area and then select the general option. And if we scroll down to the activate or remove features area, you'll see that there's an option called activate on-account sale. So we simply need to tick this and then scroll down to the bottom and save this. Once it says done, it means that the on-account feature is turned on for your Hike store now. Now the next thing we'll need to do is to go over to the customers area of your Hike store in order to assign a credit limit to your customers from there. So if we select the customer option on the left and select customers, what we'll do is we'll add a new customer and we'll simply call it on-accounts customer. Now you'll see that there's an option on the right hand side which is called the account limit. So this is how we assign a limit to how much we can sell to this customer before the Hike system will prevent sales from there. So if we assign an account limit of $100 to this customer and we select the save button, it will say done again and your customer will be created. If we open up this customer, we can see that an account limit is assigned to this customer from there. Now we can select the edit button for this customer and we can update the account limit as required from there if we want to change this. So we'll update it to 200 quickly. We'll select the save button. And if we select the on account customer again, we can see that the account limit has been increased from there. So if we close this out from there, that's how you create customers for and assign the account limits to these customers. From here, we can now create an on-account sale in your Hike store. To do so, we go to the point of sale area on the top left and select process sale, which will bring you to your point of sale area of your Hike store. So if we add an item quickly to your cart, as we'll be processing this as an on-account sale, we do require that a customer is added. So we select the add customer button on the top right here. Now we can find an existing customer such as the one that we've created previously, or we can create a new customer if required. So if we find our on-account customer that's been created previously and select it, now the customer has been assigned to the sale. If we select the pay option from there, what will happen is it'll bring you to the payment screen. Now as you'll note, there's the standard cash and other payment options available. Because a customer has been assigned to this sale, additional options are available below, which includes the on-account sale from there. So as you'll see here, we're able to select the on-account button. Before we process this as on-account sale, we can check to see if the customer wants to pay a deposit for this beforehand. So for instance, if a customer is paying $5 by cash, we can mark it down. If we select the cash option from there, we can see here that the cash payment has been assigned to that. and there's still $42.85 outstanding. So we can now put this onto the on account area from there by selecting the on account button. And the system will prompt you before finalizing this to make sure that it will be processing the sale for the amount of $42.85 to this customer's account from there. So if we select the yes button, this will bring you to the invoice, which you can print out as required. As you can see here, $5 been paid by cash, and the rest of the outstanding balance has now been put on account. So if we go over to the sales history area, we can see here that the sale has now been processed, and we can see that the fulfillment status has been marked as on account. The payment status is marked as partially paid for the $5 deposit that's been paid. So we can now open up the account again to have a look. And we can see here the payment summary again, the cash payment for the deposit, and the sale history is that the status is still on account from there. Now what we'll do is we'll process another sale. And once again, we'll add multiple items to the cart for this. We'll find our on account customer again and add it to the sale and select the pay option from there. Now as we can see here, since we've processed the first on account sale, the balance limit for the outstanding amount that we can process has now been reduced accordingly. So what we can show you from here is we can edit the customer from this page, or you can edit it from the customers area, and we can set the account limit to be lower as required from there. So for instance, if we change the account limit now to be $50 instead, and we save this, what will happen is you'll go back to the process sale area, and if we select the pay option from there, the outstanding balance and the limit that's left over is updated accordingly. So as you'll see here, we have an amount that's over the amount that we have available for the limit in the account. So if we select the on account button from here, what the system will prompt you with is that the payment does exceed the on account credit limit. So we can no longer put it on account from there. So we select the edit option again, and we increase the account limit back up, and we save this. Once again, if we select the pay option, the account limit has been updated accordingly. And now if we select the on account button, again it will advise you if you want to finalize the amount onto the account. And if we select yes, again the payment has now been put onto the account from there. From here we can now go into how to pay off the on account sales. So for individual invoices, we can simply go over to the sales history, and we can search for any on account sales that may be outstanding. So for instance, in the latest on account sale that we've created, we can simply select the pay option on the right side here for this particular invoice, which will bring you back to our payment screen in the process sale area. So if we select pay and we select the payment option, this will finalize the payment and the sale from there. And we can print out the invoice as required again. And now if we go to the sales history, we can see here that the on account fulfillment status has been updated to completed from there. So this is now a finalized sale. So for the next part of this video, we've created a few additional on-account sales so that we can show you how you can pay off your on-account balances via our bulk payment feature. So as you can see here, we've created a few additional on-account sales with different totals. Now, in order to access the bulk payment feature, we simply need to go over to the customers area of your Hike store and select the customers listing, and open up the customer that we've assigned the on-account payments to. So if you see here on the top right, there's a button called bulk payment. And if we select this bulk payment button, what you can see here is that the total amount of the outstanding balances will be shown on the top left, as well as the itemized on account balances that are remaining. So as we can see here, the first invoice has an outstanding amount of $42.85 because we paid the $5 deposit in the original on account sale that we created. As we can see here, we have tallies of the other invoices as well. So if a customer is not wanting to pay the full amount straight away, we can edit this amount from there by selecting, say, a different payment total such as $200. And as you can see here, what this will do is it will deduct the outstanding amounts from the earliest invoice and work down accordingly. So the first two invoices will be paid off in total, and then the last invoice for the balance remaining will be paying $13.60 towards this third invoice from there. Now you can also adjust the payments accordingly by typing in certain amounts here. So if we're only paying $50 in here, the total payment will update accordingly from there as well if required. Now what will happen from here is that you need to assign it to the cash register that you want the payment to go into. And then from there you simply select the apply payment option, which will bring you over to the payment screen from there. So we can select from any of the payment options we have defined in our Hike store. So if we select the cash amount, what you'll see here is you're able to print out an invoice of the payment that they've made to this on account totals. So from there, if we go back to the customer screen and we select the bulk payment option again, what you'll see here is the outstanding amounts have been updated accordingly from there. So from here we can simply pay off the total amount if the customer requires, and once again pay it into the cash register. The amount tendered will be shown, and if we select the payment amount, this will finalize the totals from there. And as you can see there, the current outstanding now is now $0. So all the amounts from the on account balances have now been paid off. And as you'll see here, because everything has been paid off, the current outstanding is now 0, and the bulk payment option has now been removed as all the invoices will have been finalized. So if we simply go into the sales history area again just to check, as you'll see here, all the invoices have now been marked as completed, and they've been updated from their on account status. So this concludes how to process on account sales in your Hike store. If you do require further assistance, we do recommend that you select the Learn button on the top right here. And you can go over our relevant support articles on the various areas of your Hike store. So for instance, in the sales history listing, you can do the same in the customers area by selecting the Learn option, which will bring up your support articles and the support videos from there. If you still require assistance with any of these features in your Hike store, you can also go to the Need Help button on the top right and select the Chat with Support option, which will connect you through to our 24/7 support team, or you can submit a ticket as required from there. Thank you for your time.